Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for day 3 of our Week Without Violence, where we will lead you on a trauma-informed yoga session. My name is Terry Fitzgerald. I'm the Advocacy and Outreach Coordinator for YWCA Hartford Region. This year, our Week Without Violence campaign centers on the theme Beyond Resilience, From Surviving to Thriving. We're focusing on centering healing and renewing our collective commitment to addressing domestic and systemic violence. Week Without Violence is part of a global movement with YWCAs across the country and around the world to end violence against women and girls. At YWCA, we know that not all violence is acknowledged or responded to equally, and that some victims go unrecognized altogether. For more than 20 years, YWCA has set aside 1 week in October as Week Without Violence to share information and uplift stories and advocate with a common goal in mind. Together, we can end gender-based violence. Today, we're pleased to welcome Nikki Adams. She's the founder of Beauty for Ashes Wellness Cultivation, and she will lead us on a trauma-informed yoga session. Nikki works to help survivors of abuse empower themselves, trust, love, and heal their bodies. Thank you for joining us.
Hey everybody, I'm Nikki, and this is going to be a yoga practice, a trauma-informed yoga practice, really geared towards the principle of ahisma, which means nonviolence. Practicing nonviolence first with ourselves and then practicing nonviolence with others. Which inherently connects to self-care. So just know that this is your body, this is your practice. Meet yourself where you are today and know that every choice that you make is completely celebrated in this space. I want to thank everybody for joining me. So if you're ready, let's do some yoga. I invite you to come to a comfortable seat, whether that be legs crossed, legs out in front of you. Maybe you want to sit how I am in a kneeling position. You can find a resting pose of your choice and lie down on your back or belly. I just invite you to get really comfortable and know that rest is personal. That whatever pose you choose, it's totally up to you. And you are so deserving of making those choices. So I invite you to maybe close your eyes or create a soft gaze out in front of you. Know that if you need to keep your eyes open, that's okay too. And I invite you to just take a moment here to feel how your body is resonating with you emotionally and physically without trying to change everything, without judgment, without those negative thoughts. And allow whatever that got you here today, allow that to just kind of pass, and then allow whatever you need to do in the future, that long laundry list of things. Know that you are worthy, even if you don't get that done. I want to honor you today for making it here onto the mat, because I know this is the hardest part. And if you don't do anything else in this practice, that's completely supported. I invite you to start to take a body scan from the top of your head, your forehead, eyebrows, your jaw. Maybe your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth and you might want to let that go. Notice the tension that you may have in your neck and shoulders. And if there's some slight movements like um, rocking your head from side to side or rolling your shoulders and releasing. And wherever your body is meeting your space, whether you're in a chair or lying down or seated on the mat, feel the earth supporting you, maybe through your feet, the bottom half of your body, or maybe feel that comforting of your belly resting on the ground. And I invite you to take a moment to notice where your breath is without trying to change anything. Notice if it's in your belly or your chest. Notice if it's soft, rigid, shallow, or deep. And I invite you to maybe place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly just to connect with yourself and notice the breath flowing freely through your body. And I offer you a 3-part breath. It's called a Durga breath. So you're going to breathe in, filling up your belly, ribs, and chest. And exhale from your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Again, fill up belly, ribs, chest, and exhale from your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Last one, if you like, breathe in, belly, ribs, and chest, and exhale from your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Beautiful. And just take a moment to maybe place your hands back by your sides. Or if you're lying on your belly, maybe you want to open your palms out to the universe and notice how your energy might be starting to shift. If you feel some tingling in your hands, or if you overall just feel a little bit different than you did before you got here onto the mat. And I offer you to create an intention for today. Maybe you want to think about how you can move on with your day in the mindset of taking care of yourself or anything else that serves you. We're going to begin this practice honoring the traditions of yoga from India with the sacred sound of Om. You can join in with me, or you can just take in the vibration of my Om. Om is done on the exhale. Take a deep breath in. So as you're ready, we're just going to come into some light neck rolls, maybe bringing your right ear to right shoulder or left ear to left shoulder. If you feel like a a full neck roll is in your body, you can do that too. Know that you can bring your head up and down, side to side. Maybe some movement in your shoulders start to um, come up into your body. I really offer you to be very gentle and very compassionate with yourself today. And as you're ready, I invite you to raise your arms up on an inhale, reaching up towards the sky. And then exhale, pray your hands down the middle to your heart. And right where you are, I invite you to bring your hands back up. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. And we're going to come into a twist. So right hand plants, and then you're going to place your left hand on your knee as you twist towards the right. You can sit how you want. You can also walk your hands out in front of you and kind of just bring your body over to one side, coming into a little stretch. So pressing into your body, the bottom half of your body, lengthening up through your spine as you inhale. And exhale, maybe you want to twist a little bit more from your lower ribs. Inhale, let's bring our arms back to center. Exhale, left arm plants behind you. As you twist, you got it. Looking over your shoulder maybe, and just notice where your body is. Notice what's happening. Notice the sensation. Inhale, let's come back to center. And we're going to bring your legs straight out in front of you. We're going to come into something called a staff pose. So arms raised over your head. And then you're going to exhale. Maybe you take your two peace fingers and grab your toes as you fold forward. If not, let your hands land where they land. Maybe it's your ankles or calves, or maybe by your side. Let your head hang heavy and let your shoulders kind of drop forward. Find that relaxation. Look at where you're holding the tension and let that go. I offer you a mantra for today. Today, I consciously choose each thought and activity and affirm peace and tranquility for myself and others. Take a breath in, start to slowly roll up. And I'm going to offer you something called a compassion hold. So, a lot of times, as survivors of trauma, we find ourselves in places where we feel unsafe. And the first place usually we feel unsafe is our own body. So, I offer you to take your right hand, place your right hand kind of under your armpit here, and then cross your left arm over your body. Let your head kind of hang and just notice how you feel. How is this feeling to hold yourself? Does it feel safe? Taking a breath in, filling up. In an exhale, let go. As you're ready, unwrap yourself, place your hands by your sides, and just take a moment to know how that resonated with you. Feel how your body is reacting to that hold. And then we're going to swing our feet around and find ourselves on our hands and knees. You can always do this In a chair, just by lifting and lowering, going to come into some cats and cows. So looking up towards the sky, opening up into your heart, and then exhale round into your cat tilt, pressing up in between your shoulder blades. Notice the tops of your feet pressing into the mat. And inhale, come into a cat pose, lifting your chin and opening in your heart. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, lift. And then continue to make these movements in your own pace, in your own body. You are worthy of making these choices. You deserve to make choices, and you deserve to do what feels good to you. So notice what is organically coming up for you. Maybe there's some circles. Maybe you want to look over one shoulder and then the other. Yes. Maybe you want to kind of shake your head out, yes or no. And then I invite you to come back to a neutral spine. We're going to kind of plant our elbows down. And then start to melt your heart down towards the ground, coming into a puppy pose. Maybe you want to press your forehead or chin. And whatever a puppy pose is to you, feel free to do that too. And then as you're ready, let's bring ourselves back up. And we're going to come into a knee down lunge. So stepping your right foot forward to the top of the mat. The top of your back foot is nice and pressed into the mat. And maybe you want to bring your hands to your heart here. And just notice that strength in your legs. And maybe if you want to kind of get into your hips, you can bend a little bit more forward. Know that you are worthy of peace. You are worthy of compassion. You are worthy of joy. And you deserve the best. And then as you're ready, we're going to come into what is called a half split. So sinking your hips back, straightening your front leg as you point your toes towards your nose. Your head can hang heavy here if that feels good for you. And just notice what's happening in your body. Today, I consciously choose each thought and activity, and I affirm peace and tranquility for myself and others. I invite you to point your toes down towards the mat. Start to roll yourself back up. Arms over your head if you like, and let your shoulders relax. If you're ready, plant your left hand under your shoulder and raise your right arm up. Know that if you feel like you want to lift that back knee up for some more intensity, just take what your body needs here. Beautiful. Plant your top arm down in the inside of your foot, and then step your right foot back, coming into a child's pose, sinking your hips back towards your heels. And just take this moment to allow those yoga poses to resonate, to integrate into your body before we go to the other side. I'm going to offer you a little reading throughout this practice. With self-love, we have the determination and courage to move deeply inward. Using honesty as our guide, this inward movement transforms our being, dramatically enhancing our awareness of who we are, our understanding of the universe, our capabilities as individuals. A beautiful result of this process is that our new sense of compassion toward ourselves does not end with us. It blossoms and flows outward into the lives of others and has the capacity of consistently being cultivated to encompass all beings. So when we show love to ourselves, we inherently give love to others. As you're ready, take a breath in. I invite you to come back to a table position. Stepping your left foot forward, knee down lunge. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and know that you are worthy and you deserve your own love from yourself. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to find ourselves straightening the front leg. Just find a place of comfort and compassion. Do not judge yourself. This is all about feeling good in this practice. Let your head hang heavy if that works for you. And maybe you want to flex your toes towards your nose. Notice if you're feeling some sensation in that um, that back of that leg. You got it. Just like that. And then as you're ready, point your toes towards the mat, bend into your front knee, arms raise up over your head, maybe look towards your fingertips, and sink a little bit deeper into your mat, into your hips here, and right arm under shoulder as you come into a twist. If you lifted your knee up on the last one, maybe you want to make your body even and do that on this side. Know that staying on your knee is okay. And know that wherever you are right now in this practice, you are enough. As you're ready, let's place our hands down to the ground, step back, and find yourself in a child's pose, sinking your hips down. Taking in a nice deep breath. So, wherever you are, maybe you want to stay there. Maybe make a pillow with your hands if you're lying on your belly and lay your head to one side. And kind of shift your feet from side to side, kind of giving your lower back a nice massage. We're going to come into a nice pose here called downward facing dog. So inhale into table, and then grab the mat with your toes and push up off of your knees, coming into an upside down V. So just notice how you feel here. Maybe you want to walk it out, pedal your feet, shift your hips from side to side. I invite you to take a breath in and exhale, open your mouth, release anything that no longer serves you. And then I invite you to take your stance out a little bit wider so you can walk your hands to your feet towards the end of the mat. Rolling up nice and slow, and arms over your head. Mountain pose. Beautiful, you got it. Let your shoulders relax and looking up towards your fingertips. Let's forward fold and find ourselves into a ragdoll. So bend your knees nice and good. Let your head hang heavy and grab opposite elbows. Rock from side to side. Maybe shake your head out yes or no. Don't be afraid to rock from side to side. And then inhale, let's come up halfway, pressing your hips out. Straighten the legs. Your crown of your head is moving, the energy of your head is forward. And then exhale, bend your knees again. Find yourself into like this little flow here. Letting everything go. Your shoulders are coming forward. The crown of your head is reaching towards the ground. And remember to breathe. Inhale, rise up, reaching towards the sky. Mountain. We're going to come into some half sun salutations. So exhale, maybe you want to come into this mudra called Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, down the middle of your body as you fold forward. Find what you need as you rock from side to side. Maybe your belly is lying on your thighs for comfort and support. Maybe you want to sink your hips down a little bit deeper. And then I offer you to place your hands down towards the ground and place your right hand down, left arm reaches up for a twist. Beautiful. Notice where your breath is here. If you like, maybe you want to place that back of the hand on the small of the back and kind of see if you can bring your shoulders in line with one another. Nice. Let that arm come back down and switch sides. Left arm down, right arm reaches up, or on the small of your back. And then exhale, let go, forward fold again. Find this forward fold a pose of comfort and love. Maybe you want to rock, but also notice what it is that you're holding on to. Inhale, come in halfway, straighten your legs maybe, and then exhale, fold again, and then press into your feet, rise up. We're going to do this 3 more times. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe walking your hands to either side of the edges of your feet. Maybe grasping opposite elbows. Inhale, let's straighten our legs, halfway lift. Beautiful. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. And then rise up, reach towards the sky. Looking up towards the fingertips. And exhale, forward fold when you're ready. I invite you to take a breath in through your nose and then exhale out through your mouth. Inhale, come up halfway. Look up, crown of the head is reaching forward. Feel the heels pressing into the ground and notice how your body is feeling. And know that you are safe, you are home, you are loved, you are in your body. Bend your knees, let go, release anything that doesn't serve you. And as you're ready, reach up. 2 more. Exhale, let's fold back into that forward fold. Halfway lift, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold. Inhale, rise. Take this last one on your own. Use your own choices, use your own rhythm. Take what you need here. Beautiful. You are worthy and you are enough exactly where you are. All right, y'all. So we at the end of our mat, right? We're going to come into something a little challenging, so know that you can come down onto your knees if you need to. From here, we're going to rise up, interlace your fingers above your head just for a moment, and curve over to the left or the right. It doesn't really matter. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale over to the other side. Inhale, let's come back to center, and we're gonna come into a challenge, a balancing pose. So tree pose, I'm gonna turn over so everyone can see me. Pressing into the right foot as your left foot kind of walks towards your ankle, calf, or if it's in your body, you can reach and bring it to the inside of your thigh. So don't be afraid to try. Know that right here is enough. Wherever you are, it's enough. Beautiful, you got it. And then when you're ready, maybe you want to shift your hips from side to side, let your foot come down, and press into your left foot. Walk your right foot to the to the ankle, calf, or inside of your thigh, wherever your practice leads you. But know that wherever you are still worthy. Your worth is unmeasurable. Hands to your heart, maybe. And the energy of this knee is going outward. So just think about that for a moment, yes. And it's okay to keep coming in and out and let go of this pose, shift from side to side. Hopefully y'all didn't move off of your side because you're still on the back of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, straighten your legs. And here we go. We're going to start to walk out into a high plank. So start to walk your hands out until you find your high plank here. Beautiful. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Hug your ribs in. Feel that strength. Feel that shaking. Breathe. You got it. Slowly start to lower down by bending your elbows by your sides, letting your belly, thighs, the tops of your feet press into the mat, and then your chest. Hands are under shoulders, and you're going to peel up right up under your chest bone into a low cobra. Find your breath. Find that rocking. Find your life force. And then breathe in, fill your belly, and then exhale, come all the way down and make a pillow with your hands. Shift your hips from side to side. And just take this moment to feel those postures, that strength is still resonating through you. And I can't tell you enough that wherever you are right now is enough. This growing compassion becomes the centerpiece and active component of a love that knows no limits. Unconditional love for ourselves and others completely respects our sovereignty as individuals and honors our power by no longer allowing ourselves to be harmed by anyone. This limitless love also gives us new grace and clarity that helps us see ourselves in all other beings and to better understand where they are coming from. It gives us the strength to treat all with kindness and support, all in living lives in which they are no longer harmed. I just want to let you know that you are worthy. You are worthy of love, patience, compassion. You are worthy when you're at your best, and you are worthy when you struggle. You are worthy when you are doing all the things, and you are still worthy when you choose to rest. So, as you're ready, slowly come into a child's pose, hands under shoulders, and sink your hips back. Take a moment to feel that beautiful breath in your lungs, the rise and fall. Take a moment to come back to that intention that you created for your practice today. Maybe you kind of pondered upon the question of how can you take care of yourself just for the rest of this day? And as you're ready, let's come back into a table position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And you're going to come into something called a balancing table. So lengthening your right leg out behind you, and then lift the heel up. Maybe you want to draw your navel towards your spine and hug your ribs in. And then as you're ready, you can reach your left arm out in front of you. Beautiful. Yes, you got it. Y'all got it over there. And then plant your hand down. Let your leg come out to the side so that the edge of your foot is pressing down into the ground. Beautiful. We're going to come into a gate pose. So walking up towards the center of your body, arms over your head. Nice. Reach your right arm down, and left arm reaches across your body. Beautiful. Let me just turn around. And then we're going to kind of cartwheel our hands down, bringing the left hand under the shoulder and open up into our hearts here. Maybe you might want to lift that leg up. And if it's accessible, you might want to grab the top of that foot for a bind. You got it. You can keep that leg down. Know that all the choices, I'm just your guide. You are your own best yoga teacher. Beautiful. Let that go. Let's come back up. And the leg is still out. And you're going to sink down into a child's pose. Right with that leg out. It's a variation targeting the inner thigh. And just come to that point of sensation. Sensation looks different in each of our bodies. So you might feel sensation here. You might need to go a little bit further. So just know it's your choice. And then as you're ready, bend into that knee. Bring your knees back in towards one another and come into some hip circles. So circling the hips. And then we're going to come into balancing table on the other side. So left leg reaches out. Right arm reaches in front. Beautiful. Nice. Use your breath. Make sure your thoughts are positive. There's no good or bad in this practice. Nice. When you're ready, place your hand down and bring that leg that's lengthened behind you out to the side of you, pressing to the inner, that outside edge of your foot. And you're going to start to walk your hands up towards your body and rise up. Arms reach. Take a deep breath in. And an exhale, drop your hand and let that arm reach over your head. Nice. How does this feel? And know if it doesn't feel good, you can always come into a resting pose of your choice. And then as you're ready, let's cartwheel our hands down, hands under shoulders, right hand under shoulder, left arm reaches. Good. Feel that length from the edge of your foot going all the way up your leg, your arm, and out through your fingertips. And then if you want to try on the other side, lifting that leg up, maybe grabbing the top of the foot. Beautiful. Open up in your shoulders and slowly kind of walk your hands around, let go of your bind if you was in a bind. Walk your hands around so that you can sink into that child's pose with the leg out to the side. Targeting the inner thigh. And breathe. As you're ready, slowly bend into that knee. Bring the knees back in towards one another. And we're all, find some organic movement. So there's always something that comes up next. And that's what we need to listen to in our bodies. I know that sometimes situations and predicaments make us think that we should not listen to our intuition, but this is where you can practice your intuition and listening to your intuition. So your soles of your feet are together, coming into a seat. Knees out. So the closer you bring your knees towards your heels towards your body, the difference in sensation. Grabbing onto your ankles, pressing your bottom into the mat, lengthening up through your spine, and sit into that crown that's on top of your head. Sit into your divine energy. Know that you are divine, every single one of you. If no one has told you, you are seen, I hear you, I see you, I believe you. And then as on your next exhale, maybe fold over, letting your head hang heavy. And just finding this as a place of support, safety, and compassion. You have everything you need. If anything else, connect with your breath. Know that doing yoga is literally getting onto your mat and breathing. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. And with each exhale, how can you make this a little bit softer? Maybe you want to let go of the tension in your jaw, shoulders, the drop of your head. And as you're ready, you can slowly roll up if you decided to fold over in this pose. Bringing your hands to the outside of your knees. Take care of yourself as you bring your feet towards the ground. Maybe you want to give yourself a hug here. And then slowly lower down onto your back. I'm staying seated up just because it's a little bit for me difficult to teach on my back. So I'm just keeping the room and the space safe. So I offer you to place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, if it's accessible to you. Know that you can connect your earth to your belly, or if you're seated, you can connect the earth to your bottom. And honor yourself today. Really honor yourself today because you made it onto your mat. Maybe you tried something different. I know how hard it is to get here, but you did it. And you're doing it. And all the things that you're working towards, all the things that you're trying to let go, you're already doing it. And you're closer than you think. If it feels comfortable for you, I offer you to bring your knees towards your chest and wrap your arms around your knees. If you have thicker thighs, maybe you want to bring your arms behind the thighs and rock from side to side. Give yourself some love. Maybe massage that lower back area. And then as you're ready, I invite you to Lengthen your left leg out. Keep the right knee in towards your chest. And let the heel come down. Take your knee, and as you breathe in, notice the belly filling up. And as you exhale and empty, maybe you can bring that knee in towards your chest a little bit more. You can also hug the knee towards the outside kind of rib area if that feels good. Or you can just be lying down on your back. Know that anything you choose to do with your body is completely your choice and supported and celebrated. And then I invite you to lengthen your right leg out by your left leg just for a moment and notice if your right leg might be a little bit longer. And then bring your left knee in towards your chest when you're ready. Right leg lengthens out in front of you with the heel pressed into the ground. And always come back to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your belly as you inhale and exhale. But your breath is the most important part in your yoga practice. And as you're ready, lengthen your left leg out by your right leg. Take a moment to notice if both legs are even now. And then I invite you to place your left leg onto the ground so your knee is up. Yep. Left leg plants onto the ground, left foot, and then right ankle goes onto the left knee. The right knee is nice and heavy. And maybe you want to take the right hand and just press the left knee out just a little bit. And if it's accessible to your body, maybe you want to grab behind the left thigh and bring both knees in towards your body. No, you can stay right where you are. And what is coming up for you? Is there some ankle circles, some points and flexes of the toes? Maybe you want to rock from side to side. Are you breathing? And then as you're ready, we're going to come into a twist. So arms out to a T, and you're just going to drop your knees over towards the left side. Notice what happens if your head is turned the opposite of your knees. And you can let your knees just rest on the ground. Unconditional love can bring balance to our world. The clarity it produces can help us better understand the roots of harm and to work to eliminate them so that all can have the external freedom needed to work on their own internal liberation. The greed and the reactiveness that cause harm can be replaced with love as the primary motivator and responses of kindness as our principal form of action. As you're ready, maybe you want to switch sides. So coming back to center, bringing your left foot into the ground, right knee into, or opposite one, opposite of the other. So right leg into the ground, left ankle on your knee. Take what you need here, whether it be circles in the ankle, wiggles of the toes, nestling your back and shoulders into your mat. To create this shift in our world, many will have to heal themselves deeply by doing their inner work, releasing burdens within themselves and creating enough space so that their own self-love can breathe deeply and expand into unconditional love. As more expand into this field of greater egolessness, the world will shift with us and be significantly relieved of the greed that sits at the center of the imbalance that we currently experience. Our love as a humanity does not need to be perfectly unconditional to change. The world, every time our collective love grows, it creates a better future. So as you're ready, you can come into that twist on the other side. Let your knees hang over, arms out to a T, and head is the opposite of your knees. Check in with your breath. And then we're going to come into one last resting pose, lengthening your legs out in front of you just for a moment. And I invite you to, let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Last one. Breathing in. Exhale, let it go. And then slowly making yourself back up into a seated position. Take your time. And if you like, we're going to end this practice off with the sacred sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. The peace and the joy in me honors and respects the peace and joy in every one of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Nikki. We appreciate you coming and joining our Week Without Violence for 2021 and bringing this inspirational session to us and for providing a safe space for healing and self-care. We thank you all for joining us today, and we ask you to please stay with us for the remaining 3 days of our Week Without Violence. Connect with us on social media, and thank you for joining us today.